From the arrest of Bhanu Pratap, the Enforcement Directorate has been able to link this illegal property to Hemant Soren, something that Hemant Soren, just before his arrest, actually indicated that these are false allegations that have been leveled. But the Enforcement Directorate has submitted before the court that they have been able to scrutinize electronic devices by which they have come to a conclusion that these are properties that have been linked to Hemant Soren in an illegal manner. Forgery, corrupt practices are some of the allegations that have been leveled against the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren. Let's first put out the first big breaking news now coming in. These are details that we're getting with regards to a link with Bhanu Pratap. Prasad is what we have been told, revenue sub-inspector who was involved in corrupt practices and forgery related to land records. Investigation has linked him to Hemant Soren. Prakash, the first big breaking news now coming in, putting into perspective the details of the investigation that has been carried out so far. They say that about 8.5 acre land is what they're terming as illegal, in possession of the revenue sub-inspector. The revenue sub-inspector was taking direct instructions from the Jharkhand Chief Minister. But in his message just before his arrest, Jharkhand Chief Minister had dubbed this as completely false. But having said that, now the Enforcement Directorate indicates that they have got 11 trunks of land records, which goes on to indicate that over a long period of time, the Jharkhand Chief Minister was basically carrying. Prakash, before I come to you, I'm being given to understand that Union Finance Minister is briefing.
Multiplier for development, contribution towards development, इन सब में डायरेक्टली प्रभाव पड़ेगा. और जब एक वस्तु इनोवेशन के कारण बेनिफिट मिलता है, वो पूरे सेक्टर का तुरंत, जैसे पेमेंट सिस्टम में भारत डिजिटल पेमेंट सिस्टम ले आने के बाद आप ताकत देखिए छोटे छोटे गांव में से कितना पेमेंट्स हो रही है, रिसीट हो रही है. ये नहीं है कि उधर पैसा मिल रही है, मगर कुछ एक्टिविटी के लिए पेमेंट जा रही है.
और इसके लिए भी आपने इंसेंटिव दिया है शायद. हाँ, छोटे भीम ट्रांजैक्शंस को प्रमोट करने के लिए कुछ 1400-1500 करोड़ रुपए की व्यवस्था की जी.
लगातार वो 2 बार हो चुका है.
I want to pick up from where you left off. You also identified DPI as a factor of production. If you combine it with all the basics that are being provided, the physical infrastructure, is India now looking to harvest its digital dividends?
Undoubtedly, yes. Because now India stack as a whole, whether some people may want it or not, at least some bricks from it, some countries need it. We are willing to extend that help. Private players in this sector are also finding newer marketplace where they can go and sell it for, or make money out of it, or provide that technology for one or the other exchange of goods, or it can be for whatever terms and condition which a private person would want to do. So India created public infrastructure, made it available for private parties, made it available for small, medium fellows who all want to get onto that and benefit. So Indian economy got a traction. But those who contribute now, building on the public infrastructure, are also standing to benefit because they themselves are taking that produce, which is essentially a public infrastructure foundation, and building on it. That itself is becoming a commodity for transaction.
अनिल सर, ये मॉडल पूरी दुनिया में कहीं नहीं है. भारत की सौगात है, क्योंकि बाहर वेस्ट में तो लोग प्राइवेट कंपनीज प्रोडक्ट बनाती हैं लोगों के लिए, उसका इस्तेमाल करते हैं. हमने एक पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया और उसमें प्राइवेट सेक्टर को लेकर आए थे, एक नया मॉडल.
और कॉमन मैन को तुरंत इससे ऊर्जा मिल गए और वो दुनिया के मार्केट उनके कंप्यूटर के द्वारा एक्सेस कर रहा है आज.
मैम, मैं अब राज्यों को जो आपने इस पर हेल्प की है उस पर फोकस करना चाहता हूं. हम देख रहे हैं कि जो डेवोल्यूशन है 4 लाख करोड़ से ज्यादा का है पिछले साल से अगर हम कंपेयर करें. साथ ही साथ आपने आध्यात्मिक स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म में उसको फोकस करने के लिए कहा कि आप 75,000 करोड़ रुपए अलग से देंगी. फिर आप ग्रांट्स भी बढ़ा रहे हैं, 15th कमीशन का गठन आपने कर दिया है. तो ये जो राज्यों पर आपका भरोसा है कि वो नए ग्रोथ इंजन आपने कहा ईस्ट इंडिया को आप बनाना चाहते हैं, तो कैसे राज्यों को आप साथ लेकर के चलना चाहते हैं और राज्य सरकारों के लिए आपका मैसेज क्या है?
राज्य सरकार ने इस विषय में अच्छा एंथुसियाज्म दिखाए. कौन सा? ये स्टेट के लिए हम कैपिटल जो दे रहे हैं 50 साल का इंटरेस्ट फ्री स्पेशल असिस्टेंस जो बोलते हैं, उसका अच्छा उपयोग स्टेट्स ने किया है। लार्जली मोस्ट स्टेट्स ने अच्छा उपयोग किया है। इसके बावजूद भी कि एक ही साल के अंदर उस अमाउंट को पूरे के पूरे उपयोग करना है फॉर क्रिएटिंग असेट, उसमें आगे आकर के बहुत स्टेट्स बहुत ही बेनिफिट पाए और उसमें आज भी इंटरेस्ट है, इसीलिए उसको हम इस साल भी एक्सटेंड किए। उससे मैं मानती हूँ जितना केंद्र डिपार्टमेंट के द्वारा हम इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं उससे कम 30% स्टेट्स में भी हो रही है। आज स्टेट्स जल्दी उनके अपने लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट्स को कंप्लीट कर पा रहे हैं। उस एंथुसियाज्म को हमने बरकरार रखना चाहते हैं, इसीलिए इस बार भी उसमें एलोकेशन हुआ है।
Minister, I want to draw your attention to, in your speech, you talked of in the societal changes, setting up a high-part committee to look at population growth, fast population growth and demographic changes. What is the thought behind it and any timeline you had?
The thought behind it is we always speak, I've also said in a different context, there are 3 Ds about which we're talking: demography, democracy, and the diversity. All 3 of it are characteristically India's advantage. So now, when this advantage exists for us, are we able to long-term plan for it? Are we able to really leverage that advantage? What is the kind of consideration that we should have in our mind? How are we going to be able to next, at least in the Kartavya Kal, use that advantage for our benefit? So for this, a comprehensive understanding is required. We need to have some group taking all these considerations into their minds and sit and draft up something for the government, because it's not going to be in bits that we can attend to this, saying that it is an opportunity, we need to have some skills done here, some work done there, but it also is something on which long-term planning, which needs considered inputs. That's why we've come up.
Okay. Is it to put spotlight on the demographic dividend, the window for which will probably cease in another 20 years?
Yes, it is certainly aimed at that.
वित्त मंत्री महोदय, अगर आप इजाज़त दें तो मैं इसको जोड़ना चाहता हूं थोड़ा सा 22 जनवरी की भगवान श्री राम की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के साथ। उससे पहले प्रधानमंत्री ने 11 दिनों का उपवास किया, तपस्या की और देश को एक राह दिखाई। आपने सर्वस्पर्शी, सर्वसमावेशी जैसे शब्दों का प्रयोग किया। भले ही आपने इसे राम राज्य का बजट न कहा हो, लेकिन काउंटर्स जरूर दिखते हैं, वो पॉइंट्स जरूर दिखते हैं। आप सभी को समान अधिकार देना चाहती हैं, सबको एक साथ लेकर के चलना चाहती हैं। तो क्या हम ये मान सकते हैं कि ये जो केंद्र है पूरे बजट के प्रोसेस मेकिंग का और कर्तव्य काल में लोगों के कर्तव्यों के लिए आपका क्या संदेश है? क्योंकि वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है, सभी की भूमिका होगी विकसित भारत में अपनी तरफ से अपना योगदान देने की।
सही बात है, सभी का योगदान है, नहीं तो ये 2047 का मंजिल हम पहुंच नहीं पाएंगे। मगर पहुंच नहीं पाएंगे ऐसे छोड़ने का विषय नहीं है। भारत इस बार उस रास्ते पर सही चलना चाहिए, सबको ले चलना चाहिए। उसके लिए जितने भी कार्यक्रम हम करना है उसके लिए हम कटिबद्ध है। ये सर्वव्यापी स्पर्शी बीजेपी का भी पार्टी का एक आइडियोलॉजी में एक ये भी है कि बीजेपी में कार्यकर्ता सबको ये मालूम है कि पार्टी सर्वव्यापी होना चाहिए, सर्वस्पर्शी होना चाहिए, और जो भी कार्यक्रम हम सरकार के द्वारा इसीलिए कर रहे हैं वो सर्वांगीण विकास के लिए काम करना चाहिए। ये हमारे मंत्र है, मूल मंत्र है, उसके लिए हम जरूर काम करेंगे।
वित्त मंत्री जी बहुत धन्यवाद, और इतनी अच्छी हिंदी के लिए भी बहुत धन्यवाद, और आपने पहला साक्षात्कार दिया डीडी नेटवर्क को। और अनिल जी, मैं आपका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूं। तो फिलहाल इस खास साक्षात्कार, इस खास इंटरव्यू में सिर्फ इतना ही। आपको ले चलते हैं वापस स्टूडियोज, जहां पर हम बजट के
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra. This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
Well, going back to the story that we've been tracking very closely, on This is Exclusive, as you get you full details of the land scam in which the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, has been taken into custody. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a connection that has emerged between the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, and a revenue sub-inspector named Bhanu Pratap Prasad. In fact, it turns out that from the searches that were carried out by the Enforcement Directorate, 11 tons of land records were recovered. So much so, we are given to understand that they've been able to trace 8.5 acres, and also indicating that these are properties that have been linked to the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister. And not just that, they also say that these properties were illegally taken over, the possession of which has been directly linked to the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren. Let me also quickly go across to my colleague and our senior editor, Prakash. who's getting us the more details. We'll try and see if we can connect with him. Before we do that, let's just quickly take you through the breaking that we're getting in details of... we're getting in more details of the investigation. We'll take some of the reactions that are now coming in. I'm given to understand an independent MLA, Saryu Rai, has now spoken. Let's play that out.
ये विचित्र स्थिति है, एक तरह से गवर्नमेंटलेस से स्टेट हो गया है आज की डेट में। होता क्या है, कोई मुख्यमंत्री रिजाइन करता है तो नई व्यवस्था बनने तक उसको प्रभार दिया जाता है प्रभारी मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में। चूंकि ईडी ने उनको अरेस्ट किया, इनका इस्तीफा स्वीकार कर लिया राज्यपाल जी ने। अब दो ही विकल्प थे, या तो राज्यपाल कहते कि हमको विचार करना है तो टेम्पोररीली 2 दिन 4 दिन के राष्ट्रपति शासन की अनुशंसा कर देते, नहीं तो जो विधायक आए थे चंपाई सोरेन के साथ में समर्थन लेकर, समर्थन पर्याप्त है। और न केवल पर्याप्त है बल्कि उस समूह के गठबंधन के भीतर से भी कहीं कोई दूसरी दावेदारी नहीं है, और बीजेपी जो विपक्ष है वह भी कोई दावेदारी नहीं कर रहा है। तो ऐसी स्थिति में रात में ही चंपाई सोरेन को इस्तीफा करा देना चाहिए था राज्यपाल जी को।
चंपाई सोरेन को शपथ करा देना,
हाँ सॉरी, हाँ। तो रात में ही इस्तीफा होने के बाद और स्वीकार होने के बाद चंपाई सोरेन जी को मुख्यमंत्री पद का शपथ ग्रहण कराकर एक गवर्नमेंट बन जाती। अगर ऐसा नहीं करना था तो अनुशंसा करते कि हम विचार करेंगे, स्थिर सरकार कैसे बनेगी, 2-4 दिन 10 दिन 1 महीना के लिए राष्ट्रपति शासन लागू करा देते, विचार करते। आज तो स्थिति ये है कि कोई भी सरकार नहीं है, कोई मुख्यमंत्री भी नहीं है, राज्यपाल को ने भी अपने पास शक्ति नहीं लिया कि उनको शक्ति तो भारत की सरकार देगी उनको। तो विचित्र स्थिति है। मुझे लगता है कि अविलंब राज्यपाल महोदय को इसके बारे में सोच करके कोई ना कोई रास्ता निकालना चाहिए। मुझे तो लगता है कि बहुमत है, अगर गठबंधन को, जो यूपीए का गठबंधन है, तो उसको शपथ करा देना चाहिए।
चंपाई सोरेन जी ने यह भी कहा कि हम, अगर गवर्नर साहब आपकी इच्छा हो तो हम विधायकों की परेड करा देते हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने परेड से भी मना कर दिया शायद। तो ये तो विचित्र स्थिति उत्पन्न हो गई है।
इसमें परेड की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है। अगर 45 विधायकों ने लेकर समर्थन दिया है तो बहुत करेंगे तो उसका वेरिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं। कहीं से कोई विधायक ये नहीं कह रहा है कि हमने लेकर नहीं दिया है, न उस गठबंधन के भीतर से ही कोई दूसरी आवाज़ आ रही है कि नहीं चंपाई सोरेन को हम नहीं मानते हैं, हम इनके बदले में ज़्यादा विधायक लगता आपके पास आएंगे। तीसरा था कि जो विपक्ष है वह विपक्ष कहता कि नहीं हम वैकल्पिक सरकार बनाने के लिए तैयार हैं, तब राज्यपाल जी को कुछ भी विचार करने की गुंजाइश थी। आज कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है। इसलिए
आपको क्या लगता है, ये तोड़फोड़ की राजनीति की कोशिश हो रही है?
नहीं, ये मैं कह नहीं सकता हूँ, मगर ऐसी कोशिश होनी नहीं चाहिए। कोई भी चीज़ शोभा देती है जब लुके छिपे हो। अब खुलकर नंगा होकर कोई करेगा, बहुमत होने के बाद भी स्वीकार नहीं करेंगे, ये संसदीय लोकतंत्र के लिए अच्छी प्रवृत्ति नहीं है। मैं तो हेमंत सोरेन जी के सरकार का आलोचक हो गया था बाद में, और मेरा कोई संबंध कांग्रेस और जेएमएम के गठबंधन के लोगों से नहीं है, वो भी जानते हैं। तो ऐसी स्थिति में मैं तो निष्पक्ष बात यही कह रहा हूँ कि संसदीय लोकतंत्र की जो संवैधानिक व्यवस्था है उसके अनुरूप आचरण होगा तो इस राज्य के लिए भी बेहतर होगा और राज्य की और देश की राजनीति के लिए भी बेहतर होगा।
Well, there is a massive pot boiler brewing in the state of Jharkhand with the government yet to be formed. At the same time, the investigation has also gained momentum. We're given to understand the Enforcement Directorate in the court today has submitted a few documents with regards to the investigation that has been carried out. We've got access to some of the details of the fresh land scam in which Hemant Soren has now been booked, and the link is emerging from the first case that was registered by the Enforcement Directorate with regards to Jagatbandhu Tree Estate. From thereafter, we've been told that this is another case in which Hemant Soren has now been booked. His direct link with the revenue sub-inspector, with the help of whom 8.5 acres was taken over. The possession of this, the land that was taken over by the revenue sub-inspector, and it was diverted to private persons, people who are considered to be close aides of the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand. In fact, Digital evidence that has been gathered by the Enforcement Directorate indicates that records of at least 12 properties have been listed by the Enforcement Directorate in the documents provided before the court, and they have essentially indicated that this has been linked to the Chief Minister, taken over in an illegal manner. That's all that we can pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. On the other side, news and updates continue.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
Hector Palace as 13 MLAs miffed with Champai Soren go incommunicado. Others rush to resort now. Champai Soren set to meet Jharkhand governor shortly, likely to stake claim a day after Soren's arrest. As anger mounts against India MPs over secessionist comment, Congress now tries to distance. After a wait of nearly 31 years, Puja performed at Gyanvapi complex in Varanasi.
निर्मला जी का ये बजट देश के भविष्य के निर्माण का बजट है। मैं एक बार फिर सभी देशवासियों को इस ऐतिहासिक बजट के लिए शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Prime Minister hails interim budget, calls it a historic and inclusive budget for New India. No changes in taxation or tax rates, but filing of tax returns to be made easier. Hemant Soren has now been remanded to one-day judicial custody. PMLA court has reserved the order and is likely to pronounce the same tomorrow. Enforcement Directorate is seeking 10-day remand. This development comes a day after Soren was arrested in the mega lunch scam case. In fact, Chief Minister designate Champai Soren has been given time to meet the governor. In fact, this after a decision hasn't been taken by the governor, inviting Champai Soren to take over. We'll try and go across to my colleague Prakash, who's getting us the latest details. Prakash, Uncertainty still looms large. You've spoken to the independent MLAs. There were some reports essentially suggesting that perhaps some of the MLAs have gone incommunicado. Do you essentially believe that's the case, or perhaps everyone is now perhaps keeping the cards close to their chest?
Hello.
We'll try and connect with Prakash in a short while from now. In fact, Prakash has also spoken to an independent MLA a short while ago. A lot of questions essentially being raised about the manner in which the governor has essentially acted, with Champai Soren essentially indicating that he has got the support of over 43 MLAs, despite that the government hasn't been formed as yet. Some within the Mahagathbandhan is indicating that this is being unnecessarily dragged by the governor. Having said that, also an offer was made by Champai Soren that he's willing to parade all the legislators. Something that has been disregarded by the governor at this point in time. Having said that, we'll try and go across to my colleague, senior editor Prakash, who's been tracking all the details very closely. In fact, we are given to understand that the former Chief Minister Hemant Soren has now been sent to one-day judicial custody. His remand would be heard by the PMLA court sometime tomorrow. Let's first focus on the politics of this entire matter. Prakash, we're given to understand that there is a lot of uncertainty. Some reports were essentially suggesting that within the camp of JMM, there are certain legislators who went incommunicado. Is that true, or is this yet another, perhaps, rumours that have been floated by the Bharatiya Janata Party?
Well, Saman, as far as being incommunicado is concerned, even if at all the Bharatiya Janata Party MP Nishikant Dubey is claiming that JMM has the support of 35 MLAs and the number required for majority is 41. So those MLAs should surface on the ground and pledge support to the BJP, because Jharkhand is facing a constitutional crisis. One, the JMM so far is the only party to have a stake claim to form government with the support of 47 MLAs and 43 signature of 43 MLAs have been submitted to the governor. Now, these JMM MLAs, on the other hand, pleaded for the parade of the MLAs, which was denied by the governor. Second, the BJP has also not yet staked claim with the support of MLAs, number of MLAs, that is 40. So Jharkhand as of now is headless. It doesn't have a government. Neither there is a president rule imposed. So the problem is, it is a violation of the Constitution of India. At least you should have somebody responsible within the constitutional framework to administer and govern the state. There are two people in different circumstances who can govern the state. One is the chief minister, second is the governor in case a president rule is imposed. So now, these are three options. Either the JMM forms the government, second the BJP forms the government, or either there is a president rule. Now we can see all of a sudden vehicles embarking out of the circuit house where the MLAs have been staying here for a long time. And I believe some of the MLAs have gone from this place till the moment we were at the Raj Bhavan, just to get a clear picture. We have come back here only to understand if these MLAs, some of the MLAs have gone to different state, because the JMM feels that there would be horse trading. Some of the MLAs who they claim, the BJP claims that they are missing, might be under some sort of pressure. So you never know, because it's a small state and fragmented state. But it's a small state and few MLAs here and there can form the government with the support of the largest party. So the problem is, what is the role of the governor here? The governor can only have three options. Either the JMM forms the government, either the BJP forms the government if they have the support, either he imposes a president rule. So at the moment, around 22 to 24 hours have passed, and Jharkhand remains a headless government with the governor exercising his constitutional authority without any official sanction. Because for the president rule, the governor has to recommend to the central government, and then in the cabinet meeting, it is ratified by the union cabinet, and the president rule is imposed. But that has not happened in the event of Hemant Soren resigning from the chief minister's post, and he's been arrested. So he's not even a caretaker chief minister. Hemant Soren is in jail now. So it's a sort of constitutional crisis and a constitutional dilemma for all the people of Jharkhand. One wonders what is the governor up to. He has said, he's told the JMM MLAs that to wait till tomorrow. So one wonders what is he up to? Is he promoting horse trading? That is the question. So all eyes on the governor, and the governor of Jharkhand is under scanner and under question.
Okay, Prakash, is it because there is problem with the numbers, you think? Or is it because the governor is just being cautious?
Abhishek, both of us have covered politics well enough to understand this kind of situation. And if at all the governor had to be cautious, there was one exercise he could have done, was that the physical parade of all the MLAs inside the governor house from both the camps. If at all the GMM has the numbers, he could have paraded all the MLAs inside the governor house. Second, if the BJP has the numbers, he could have asked the BJP and the support group of splinter group, whatever the 13 MLAs that is being claimed that they are missing. They could have paraded all the MLAs in the governor house and asked them to form a government, or a president rule could have been imposed. So these are the three options I can see. Being cautious is one thing, and exercising his authority is the other thing. So maybe he has to be impartial in this particular case.
All right, Prakash, just stay with us. In fact, Republic has accessed the Soren land scam details. Revenue Sub-Inspector Bhanu Pratap linked to Soren Pratap surveyed the land and passed info to the Chief Minister's office. The info from Bhanu's phone linked to CMO Pratap also falsified land records. Let's see the remand copy that has been accessed. Republic has accessed the remand copy, which essentially shows the connections. And on that note, let's go to Shawan. He's the one accessing the documents for us. Shawan, over to you. Can it be said with the remand copy and the details in your possession that it establishes the linkages with the investigation agency wants to prove, based on which they have sought the remand?
Well, absolutely, Abhishek, and something that we have been speaking about even yesterday, that this was the land scam that they've been probing for quite some time. But what's the fresh link that has emerged? I was given to understand that while they were probing the Jagatbandhu Tea Estate case, that's when they came across more evidence of a revenue sub-inspector who goes by the name of Bhanu Pratap Prasad. Now, it is given to understand that when searches were carried out at his residence, that was back in April 2023, they came across incriminating documents, 11 trunks of land records. In fact, if I'm to quote from this particular remand copy, which has been produced before the court earlier in the day, this is what the Enforcement Directorate says, and I'm quoting. They say that landed properties illegally acquired and possessed by Hemant Soren, they were situated under his jurisdiction with a total area of 8.5 acres. In fact, they go on to say that Bhanu Pratap Prasad had himself conducted physical verification of the land on instruction which was passed on to him from the Chief Minister's office to the circle officer. In fact, they have also recovered certain handwritten notes which have also been produced before the court. And once again, quoting from the remand copy, they say the images of the handwritten notes in respect of the properties recovered from the mobile of Bhanu Pratap Prasad And further investigation establishes the possession of Hemant Soren and also the fact that there was an attempt to falsify the records on that register so that the property can be entered in the name of Hemant Soren, which was foiled by timely action of the Enforcement Directorate. They made a sensational allegation against Hemant Soren, and the Enforcement Directorate says, and I'm quoting once again, that Hemant Soren has been directly indulged in the process connected with acquisition, possession and the use of proceeds of crime. Hemant Soren is knowingly a party with Bhanu Pratap Prasad in the activities connected with the concealment of the original records for projecting the property acquired by him in an illegal manner as an untainted property. Remember, this is something that has been refuted by Hemant Soren in a recorded message just before he was arrested. In fact, we're given to understand that that message was recorded when the questioning, he was actually given a break, and he has recorded that statement in which he's essentially indicated that there is no link that he has with Prem Prakash or, for that matter, Bhanu Pratap Prasad. And it turns out that this is not just the only scam in which Hemant Soren has been named. There is a possibility that in the days to come, the Enforcement Directorate is also going to bring up the other land scam. But right now, the remand has been sought on this particular case that has been probed since 2023.
All right, thank you so much, Shawan. In fact, we are getting some live pictures, I believe, of the MLAs leaving the Raj Bhavan, and let's listen into those some of those sound bites.
एयरपोर्ट से तय करिए कहाँ जाना है, बिल्कुल जहाँ आप चाहेंगे वहीं जाएंगे। राज्यपाल की क्या मंशा है? राज्यपाल की मंशा देखते हुए हम लोग जा रहे हैं। हम लोग को कर क्या सकते हैं, क्या कर सकते हैं? महामहिम राज्यपाल जी जब बुलाएंगे तब जाएंगे। हमने कोशिश किया था कि हम लोग रहें।
There you have, he was State Congress President Rajesh.
All right, Prakash, there, chasing those MLAs coming out of Raj Bhavan. In fact, the Congress state president was also there. He happens to be one of the MLAs. And we are going to continue to stay with the pictures. I believe Prakash is still trying to speak to some of them. All right, we'll stay with these pictures and, in fact, take a short break and come back to the same story.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
कांग्रेस ही नहीं, कई सारे ऐसे MLAs हैं जो सॉफ्ट टारगेट हो सकते हैं इस, क्योंकि अगर गवर्नर साहब रात को फैसला ले लिए होते, नए मुख्यमंत्री को ओथ दिला लेते, फ्लोर टेस्ट करा लेते, तो फिर ये चीज़ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं थी। जैसे उनकी नीयत हमको महसूस हुई, वैसे हम लोगों ने भी अपना सेफ्टी साइड लिया है। हमने अपने MLAs को हम ओपन ना रखें।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
ये विचित्र स्थिति है, एक तरह से गवर्नमेंटलेस से स्टेट हो गया है आज की डेट में। होता क्या ही, कोई मुख्यमंत्री रिजाइन करता है तो नई व्यवस्था बनने तक उसको प्रभार दिया जाता है प्रभारी मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में। चूँकि ईडी ने उनको अरेस्ट किया, इनका इस्तीफा स्वीकार कर लिया राज्यपाल जी ने। अब दो ही विकल्प थे, या तो राज्यपाल कहते कि हमको विचार करना है तो टेम्पोररीली 2 दिन 4 दिन के राष्ट्रपति शासन की अनुशंसा कर।
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
Biggest story tonight, powered by Century Club Prime.
Under lens for the land scam, Hemant Soren has been sent to a day's judicial custody. The order pronouncement is likely tomorrow. Soren's aide Champai Soren to take over as the next chief minister. He meets with the governor along with the party MLAs, but he says the governor till yet has not invited him to stake claim. The BJP is alleging resort politics is back as multiple MLAs miffed with Champai Soren go incommunicado. The Mahagathbandhan says our numbers are intact. Republic scoops exclusive details of the mega land scam. Revenue sub-inspector's link to Hemant Soren also exposed. As anger mounts against Congress MPs over secessionist comment, the party now tries to distance. With big focus on women, poor, youth and farmers, it's a historic budget for a new India. A very good evening. You're watching Republic and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. Let's begin with our focus on what's been happening in the state of Jharkhand. The state of Jharkhand has no chief minister. Neither has governor's rule been imposed in that state. So who really is calling the shots in that state of Jharkhand? Remember, just late last night, Hemant Soren, who apparently has been alleged to be involved in a land scam, also a mining scam, has been placed under arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. But ever since then, when you had him tendering the resignation, then the JMM Legislative Party and the entire Mahagathbandhan picked Champai Soren as their chief ministerial nominee, and they presented those numbers to the Raj Bhavan. Till now, the Raj Bhavan has only said that he's studying these numbers, he's studying the legalities, and it's only at the end of which he will respond. And till then, no one knows who's calling the shots in the state. On your screens are more details of the land scam, the alleged land scam, which has close links to Hemant Soren. This is what agencies believe. Now, even as all this is going on parallelly, where there is a legal process right now in place to ensure that the guilty is booked as far as this scam is concerned, why is the governor taking so long? And who really is responsible for what many are saying is a constitutional crisis right now in the state? We will try to get across Prakash, who's been reporting on that story, and he's going to join us live in just a moment. But let me also get you more details of this mega land scam, the details that have been accessed by Republic. Now, this is what the ED remand copy alleges. It says that the revenue sub-inspector was linked to Soren and he surveyed the land, passed information to the then chief minister's office. This information recovered from his phone has confirmed the same. Let's also play out reactions we've heard so far from a lot of these MLAs who've been a part of the government right now on what they allege and what has happened so far.
अपने तमाम विधायकों को आप लोग हैदराबाद से देखिए, जिस तरह से पूरे देश में तोड़ फोड़ और तरह तरह से तिकड़म गिराए जा रहे हैं, हमारे विधायक एकजुट है माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी के साथ। उन्होंने खुद अपनी जबान से बार बार यही बात कही है कि हम एक साथ हैं, उनके साथ पूरा कार्यकाल पूरा करेंगे 5 साल का, सब कह रहे हैं। लेकिन ये जो भाजपा अपना मीटिंग कॉल कर रही है, देर कर रही है, तो आखिर उनकी मंशा क्या है, ये समझ में नहीं आता। सब पर बहुत भरोसा है।
आपको अपने विधायकों में भरोसा है?
पूरा भरोसा है। विधायकगण खुद ही अपनी सुरक्षा चाहते हैं जी। हमारे पास 44 तो अभी है, फिलहाल उन साथ में घूम रहे हैं सब लोग।
मैडम सीता सोरेन लगातार नाराज बताई जा रही है।
इस पर मैं कोई कमेंट नहीं कर सकती।
नाराज बताई जा रही है।
इस पर मैं कोई कमेंट नहीं कर सकती।
क्या एकजुट है झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा?
सारे विधायक एकजुट हैं। आज तो वीडियो भी जारी कर दिया गया है सबका, एक साथ सब खड़े हैं और गवर्नर के माननीय गवर्नर के यहाँ जाने के लिए सब तैयार खड़े थे, लेकिन सिर्फ 5 लोगों को वहाँ जाने की अनुमति मिली। वो 5 गए माननीय चंपई सोरेन जी के नेतृत्व में और वहाँ बात किए तो उन्हें कहा गया कि आप लोगों को बुलाएंगे, लेकिन कब बुलाएंगे ऐसा ये नहीं कहा गया।
संशय कहाँ है? जब बोला गया बुलाया जाएगा तो
संशय ये है कि ये देरी क्यों, आखिर कारण क्या है? कहीं 5 बजे सुबह में शपथ ग्रहण हो जाता है, कहीं 5 घंटे के अंदर हो जाता है, 22 घंटे बाद बुलाया भी गया तो फिर वापस भेज दिया गया और कब बुलाया जाएगा इसका भी कोई टाइम नहीं दिया गया। इसीलिए सबके मन में संशय है। ये सिर्फ हमारी पार्टी के मन में नहीं बल्कि पूरे देश के मन में संशय है कि आखिर क्यों इस तरह से डिले किया जा रहा है।
मैम, हेमंत जी को न्यायिक हिरासत में भेजा गया, क्या कहेंगे इस पर?
ये बहुत ही दुखद है। आज झारखंड के लिए आप देखेंगे हमारे कार्यकर्ता और पूरे झारखंड की जनता बहुत दुखी है। कितनों के घर में तो चूल्हा तक नहीं जला होगा और सब लोग रो रहे हैं कि एक इतने लोकप्रिय नेता जिन्होंने जंगल में, पहाड़ में, दुर्गम इलाकों में जाकर लोगों के लिए काम किया, सरकार आपके द्वार कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से सरकारी योजनाओं को लोगों तक पहुंचाया, लड़कियों के लिए सावित्रीबाई फुले किशोरी समृद्धि योजना, पलाश प्राण ट्रैफिकिंग की समस्या को खत्म करने के लिए लॉन्च किया और सबके लिए महिलाओं के लिए
सुरक्षित विधायक रहेंगे, आपके एकजुट रहेंगे, संभावना लगती है कि वहाँ पे कोई पहुँच बीजेपी की नहीं?
हमारे विधायक जहाँ भी रहेंगे बिल्कुल एकजुट रहेंगे। उन्होंने बार-बार आश्वासन दिया है।
फिर रांची में क्या डर?
जी कोई डर तो नहीं है, बस ऐसे ही टाइम पास। जी
मैम, चार्टर प्लेन से जाने की तैयारी है,
आप खुद ही पता कर लीजिएगा।
मैम, आखिरी में केंद्र के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
केंद्र के बारे में अभी तो फिलहाल सब कुछ माननीय गवर्नर के ऊपर है। राज्यपाल महोदय जल्द से जल्द समय दे दे, निर्धारित कर दे ताकि हमारे विधायक दल के नेता माननीय चंपई सोरेन जी,
क्योंकि बात तो जहाँ थी वहीं अटकी हुई
जी
है।
हमें उम्मीद तो पूरी है लेकिन संशय भी है, दोनों साथ साथ है।
रांची में ही है,
ये आप लोग पता कर लीजिएगा प्लीज़। इस पर मैं अभी तत्काल कुछ नहीं बोलना
आप लोगों की कोई गुहार राज्यपाल से?
यही गुहार है कि हमें पता है कि आप लोकतंत्र की रक्षा करेंगे, उसका सम्मान करते हैं और यही गुहार है कि जल्द से जल्द हमारे इस राज्य को जो कि अभी अनाथ है उसको सनाथ कर दे और हमारे पार्टी के बहुत ही सीनियर और अनुभवी
गिनती तो आपने सुना दी ना विधायकों की अपने 43
बिल्कुल गिनती भी सुना दी। वहाँ समर्थन पत्र में सिग्नेचर भी था, वो तमाम 3 बस में भर के वहाँ खड़े भी थे। आज भी सभी लोग एकजुट होकर खड़े हो गए। सबकी फ़ोटो शाम को अभी कुछ देर पहले ही उसको भी जारी कर दिया गया, गवर्नर हाउस जाने के पहले ही उस फोटो को भी जारी कर दिया।
गिनती परेड भी तो करा सकते थे, शरीर उपस्थित हो सकते थे सभी विधायक, वीडियो क्यों नहीं जाना पड़ा गिनती?
इसकी वजह ये है कि गवर्नर हाउस में अंदर जाने का परमिशन नहीं था। कल तमाम विधायक अंदर चले गए थे तो उन्हें बहुत ही इंसल्ट करके गवर्नर हाउस से एक तरह से उनके जो वहाँ अधिकारी लोग थे उन्होंने वो उतर भी गए थे। कुछ विधायक गवर्नर हाउस में प्रवेश करने के लिए अंदर जाने की अनुमति गलती से शायद गार्ड ने दे दी थी। वो बाहर बस में खड़े थे, उसके बाद अंदर गए और वहाँ तत्काल उन्हें बस में वापस बैठा के उन्हें वापस कर दिया गया। इसलिए आज
राज्यपाल ने गृह मंत्रालय को भी
उनकी क्या मंशा है इसी पर तो शक है। इसीलिए तमाम विधायक एकजुट है और हम लोग चाहते हैं कि जल्द से जल्द यहाँ सरकार बने, क्योंकि लोकतंत्र यही कहता है कि जो पहले दावा ठोकता है, जिनके पास तमाम विधायक हैं, उनको तो सरकार बनाने ही देना है। इसके बाद ये देरी क्यों?
राष्ट्रपति शासन का डर है?
ये तो मैं नहीं बोल सकती, नहीं होना चाहिए राष्ट्रपति शासन।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच।
So you just heard from Mahua Maji, who's the JMM member of parliament, and she also reiterates that we are concerned. Why is the governor taking so long to ensure that there is a next government in place? Do remember, these are allegations now that have been raised not just by the Congress, the JMM, the RJD, but even parties like the Samajwadi Party now have tweeted and said, why is the governor silent about what's going on in the state? The BJP, in the meantime, has hit out at the IND alliance, and they say, because you're corrupt, you need to face the action of the law.
बेचा गया 7 करोड़ में। आप समझते ही हैं कि इसमें क्या क्या हुआ होगा। एक तो जब ईडी इसकी जांच करने लगी तो मालूम हुआ कि रांची में एक बड़ा गैंग ऑपरेट करता है, जो फेक डॉक्यूमेंट बना करके जमीन को अपने कब्जे में लेते हैं और उसको बेचते हैं। और उसमें कई आईएएस ऑफिसर सहयोग करते थे, जिसमें एक श्रीमान छवि अग्रवाल भी थे, छवि रंजन, जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट ऑफ रांची थे इनकी सरकार में, और दूसरे आईएएस ऑफिसर अमित अग्रवाल थे, विष्णु अग्रवाल थे। और आपने सुना होगा एक पूजा सिंगल, जिनके घर से 19 करोड़ मिला था, वो सीनियर माइनिंग सेक्रेटरी, वो भी जेल गई थी। तो इन सबों को इनका प्रोटेक्शन रहता था। और एक कमाल के मुख्यमंत्री हमने देखा कि इन्होंने अपनी पत्नी के नाम से 11 एकड़ जमीन दी है उनके कंपनी के लिए। तो ये सब एंटी डेटेड जो रजिस्टर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट हुए, कई कलकत्ता में हुए, तो इसकी जांच चल रही है। तो आप आदिवासी समाज से आते हैं तो आपका काम यही है क्या कि अपने नीचे जमीन स्कैम को प्रोत्साहित करना, रांची के अंदर, और सेना की जमीन जिसे कोई छूता नहीं है? ये बड़े सवाल है। दूसरा, मैं फिर कहूंगा, अभी तो इसी में इनका रिमांड हुआ है, लेकिन जो माइनिंग स्कैम है, आज जब मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं तो ये बताना जरूरी है कि साहबगंज इलाके में ईडी ने जॉइंट इंस्पेक्शन किया था। 4,952 केस ऑफ इलीगल माइनिंग पिछले 3 साल में आया है, यानी श्रीमान हेमंत सोरेन के मुख्यमंत्री काल में आया है। और आप जान लीजिए 23.26 करोड़ क्यूबिक फीट ऑफ इलीगल माइनिंग हुआ है। 23.26 करोड़ कितने राशि का? 1,250 करोड़ का। मतलब ना कोई परमिशन है, ना कोई पट्टा है, किए जाओ। और आपको मालूम है कि इन्होंने रांची में 88 डेसिबल जमीन अपने नाम अलॉट कर दी थी माइनिंग के, अंगराहा ब्लॉक में रांची में। ये श्रीमान हेमंत सोरेन ने खुद अलॉट किया था।
झारखंड MLAs छोड़ो। देयर वी सी, ये देखिए, ये बस है जिसमें झारखंड के विधायक, तमाम विधायक ये
आपको बताएंगे। मालूम चला फ्लाइट कहीं और रोक दिया। जा रहे एयरपोर्ट से तय करेंगे कहाँ जाना है। बिल्कुल जहां आप चाहेंगे वहीं जाएंगे।
क्या राज्यपाल की क्या मंशा है?
राज्यपाल की मंशा देखते हुए हम लोग जा रहे हैं। हम लोग को कर क्या सकते हैं? क्या कर सकते हैं? महामहिम राज्यपाल जी जब बुलाएंगे तब जाएंगे। हमने कोशिश किया था कि हम लोग रहें।
राज्यपाल के बाहर आप देख रहे हैं, वहाँ लोगों के सिग्नेचर किए हुए देख रहे हैं। यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं वीडियो कॉल, सारे लोग हैं, सारे लोग उपस्थित हैं। तो जो लोगों ने लिख के दिया है वो सारी चीजें हैं। और हमने कहा है कि इसके अलावा और किसी ने कोई पेश
किया जाए। राज्य की स्थिति को बद से बदतर बनाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है और हम लोग नहीं चाहते कि कोई इस तरह की बात हो। इसलिए हम लोगों ने ये तय किया है कि हम लोग अपने विधायकों को बाहर ले जाएं।
लगा दे।
हम लोग कहीं नहीं जा रहे हैं, यहीं रह रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं। अभी तो आपको बाइट देंगे फुर्सत से। वो अभी तय नहीं है, जहां का मौसम साफ होगा वहां जाएंगे। पीछे चलिए।
सर पक्की खबर है।
पक्की खबर है।
जरूरत क्यों पड़ी? रुकिए भैया, पीछे सर पीछे प्लीज। सर पीछे प्लीज। अरे पीछे भाई क्या करना है?
सभी विधायकों को यहाँ से हैदराबाद से किया जा रहा है और हैदराबाद शिफ्ट किए जाने से पहले की ये तस्वीर है। इस समय विधायक सर्विलांस से एक बस में सवार होकर आए और उसके बाद एयरपोर्ट पे 2 तस्वीर है। हालांकि कुछ विधायकों ने मीडिया से बात करते हुए विजुअल दिखाना यार।
So for the last few minutes, you've been looking at these images on your screens. This is coming in from the news agency ANI, and apparently this is again a testimony to the fact that all is not well when it comes to the state of Jharkhand. And Prakash, we've been discussing about the various options right now before the JMM, the Congress, the RJD combined. Are they now packing all their MLAs to ensure that there is no horse trading? Where are they headed, Prakash?
They are headed to Hyderabad, I believe, and we've been told in the afternoon itself that 3 chartered flights had arrived at the Ranchi airport, and we were expecting this if the governor does not give any time to the JMM leader Champai Soren to be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, then they will take this decision, and they've all had their bags packed. And I was running behind the bus, and I was speaking to all the MLAs who were present there, and also I managed to speak to Rajesh Thakur, the Congress president, who was also on a moving bus, saying that we are all going to South Hyderabad, and because in Telangana the Congress has the government, in Karnataka the Congress has the government, so the MLAs, the Congress and the JM MLAs can be safe there, and no poaching can be done. And I was speaking to a few MLAs, Binod Singh as well as Sarfaraj Ahmad. They claimed that we have shown the videos of all the MLAs, 43 MLAs, to the governor. Despite that, he has not invited us to form the government. And also we requested for a parade of the MLAs, but that is also not being done. So we have no choice but to leave this state, because we fear that they would promote horse trading. Second is that 5 MLAs led by Champai Soren, Binod Singh, Pradeep Yadav, Alamgir Alam of the Congress party, they've all stayed put in Ranchi, so that if any confirmation comes from the governor house, then Champai Soren could be sworn in as the chief minister of the Jharkhand, and later on the MLAs can fly back from Hyderabad. So this is the plan of action. We'll wait and watch what the governor does till tomorrow. He has said that tomorrow the MLAs will be, the leader of the JMM will be informed about the decision. But the JMM claims, we have heard Mahua Manji saying that they have the support of MLAs, majority MLAs. The BJP still has not yet staked claim to form the government. So one wonders, the bone of contention is only, Deepthi, when two groups simultaneously stake claim to form the government. Here in Jharkhand, only one party, that is the JMM and the UP alliance, have a stake claim to form the government. The BJP has not yet come into the picture. Only Nishikant Dubey is alleging that the JMM has the support of only 35 MLAs, so it's a minority government. So, but the BJP will also have to come up with the picture. And if at all, in the case of two parties is taking claim to form the government, it is up to the discretion of the governor, keeping in mind the physical presence of the MLAs, to invite that particular group to form the government. And second, if at all he has invited any formation to form the government, then there is a floor test. There is an option of floor test. So that option should not be shut. And third option is, of course, the president's rule. If at all the governor has given a report to the president of Union Home Ministry regarding the prevailing situation in the state, be it corruption, be it lawlessness in the state, on the basis of which president rule is imposed in the state, then the president rule can also be imposed. But around 24 hours have passed and Jharkhand is without a chief minister. One wonders about the reason. The constitutional expert can only explain about this. But having covered politics for a long time now, we understand the dynamics behind all this dilly-dallying, and I can simply put it in plain and simple words that it is a promotion of horse trading at the behest of the governor C.P. Radhakrishnan.
Happening, Prakash, because just one look at the numbers will tell you that the ruling alliance there had 48 and the opposition, that is the NDA alliance, has 32. So they clearly need at least 10 more MLAs to be in the race. But at a point like this, where the governor has been apprised by this coalition that they have a majority of 43 MLAs, remember the majority mark is 41 here. Why has the governor largely been silent? What is he wanting to study? The coalition here believes, like Prakash said, that this could just be the beginning of horse trading. We are tracking that story closely. Prakash right now is, remember, en route to the airport, and we are learning that all these MLAs, we do not know still about a certain number, like what is the number of these MLAs who are en route right now, perhaps to Hyderabad or perhaps to Karnataka. And the idea is to ensure that they are able to save their MLAs, the flock of 43. This is the JMM, the RJD, the Congress and others combined. We'll keep you ahead on that big story. We'll thank Prakash also, who's been getting us all the latest. It's time for us to head into a quick break. On the other side, back with lots more.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. All right, viewers, we are getting your top updates coming in right now. Finance Minister Nirmala Raman presented the interim budget and a huge pitch was made for Viksit Bharat. We'll get to all the highlights of the interim budget in this show. But first, the headlines we are tracking right now.
निर्मला जी का ये बजट देश के भविष्य के निर्माण का बजट है। मैं एक बार फिर सभी देशवासियों को इस ऐतिहासिक बजट के लिए शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
Prime Minister hails interim budget, calls it a historic and inclusive budget for a new India. From Mudra Yojana loans to a boost to private sector, the government puts a focus on women and youth. No changes in the taxation or tax rates, but filing of tax returns to be made easier. Modi government announces interest-free loans for the next 50 years for private sector. And stand by for the exclusive interviews with top union ministers in a short while from now. Ladies and gentlemen, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman finished her interim budget speech within an hour. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has asserted that India's economy is going through a profound transformation while presenting the Narendra Modi government's last budget before the Lok Sabha polls due by May. And by this interim budget, we can surely say that the government is focused on improving conditions for the poor, women, youth and farmers, thereby setting the tone for welfare schemes to be announced in these areas. Take a look at this detailed report for more.
A comprehensive, non-populist budget announced just 3 months away from polls.
When our government, under the visionary and dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, assumed office in 2014, the country was facing enormous challenges. With Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas as its mantra, the government overcame those challenges in right earnest. Structural reforms were undertaken. Pro-people programs were formulated and implemented promptly.
With no chance in income tax rates and slabs, the Modi government has opted for a fiscally prudent interim budget.
Over the last 10 years, the direct tax collections have more than trebled and the return filers swelled 2.4 times. I would like to assure the taxpayers that their contributions have been used wisely for the development of the country. The government has reduced and rationalized tax rates. Under the new tax scheme, there is now no tax liability for taxpayers with income up to 7 lakh rupees, up from 2.2 lakh rupees in the financial year 2013-14.
The Prime Minister hailed the budget and said India is in a sweet spot.
ये बजट विकसित भारत के 4 स्तंभ युवा, गरीब, महिला और किसान सभी को एम्पावर करेगा। निर्मला जी का ये बजट देश के भविष्य के निर्माण का बजट है। इस बजट में 2047 के विकसित भारत की नींव को मजबूत करने की गारंटी है। मैं निर्मला जी और उनकी टीम को बहुत-बहुत बधाई देता हूं।
With heavy focus on governance, development and performance, the government has projected a lower fiscal deficit in the poll year. Capital expenditure is also projected to be lower this year. A new housing scheme will be introduced for the middle class. The government plans to set up 5 integrated aqua parks. With 3 major railway corridor programs in the pipeline, Namo Bharat trains will be extended to more cities. Government plans to provide long-term interest-free loans for tourism development. With this budget, experts say India's future looks bright and steady. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And viewers, after the announcement of the 2024 interim budget, Prime Minister Modi addressed the nation. The Prime Minister hailed the budget, calling it historic. PM Modi also said that this budget will empower all sections of the society. Here is a full report. Listen in to what the Prime Minister said a short while back.
इस बजट में कंटिन्यूटी का कॉन्फिडेंस है। ये बजट विकसित भारत के 4 स्तंभ युवा, गरीब, महिला और किसान सभी को एम्पावर करेगा। निर्मला जी का ये बजट देश के भविष्य के निर्माण का बजट है। इस बजट में 2047 के विकसित भारत की नींव को मजबूत करने की गारंटी है। मैं निर्मला जी और उनकी टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, इस बजट में युवा भारत की युवा आकांक्षाओं का, भारत की यंग एस्पिरेशंस का प्रतिबिंब है। बजट में 2 महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए गए हैं। रिसर्च और इनोवेशन पर 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए का फंड बनाने की घोषणा की गई है। बजट में स्टार्टअप्स को मिलने वाली टैक्स छूट के विस्तार का भी ऐलान किया गया है। साथियों, इस बजट में फिस्कल डेफिसिट को नियंत्रण में रखते हुए कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर को 11,11,111 करोड़ रुपए की ऐतिहासिक ऊंचाई दी गई है। अर्थशास्त्रियों की भाषा में कहें तो एक प्रकार से स्वीट स्पॉट है। इससे भारत में 21वीं सदी के आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के निर्माण के साथ ही युवाओं के लिए अनगिनत रोजगार के नए अवसर तैयार होंगे।
And viewers, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman unveiled the 2024 interim budget in the Parliament for a record 6th time. While the pre-poll budget has been largely appreciated by people from different sectors, it has also drawn criticism from opposition parties. Take a look at this report for more.
With just 3 months to go for polls, the Modi government on Thursday announced the non-populist pre-poll budget. The much-awaited interim budget was presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the Lok Sabha. As BJP called it a stepping stone towards a developed India,
इस इंटरिम बजट के कारण ही जो भी इंडिकेशन इस बजट से मिले हैं कि हमारी इकोनॉमी जो आज दुनिया की टाइप 5 कंट्रीज में है, उसकी साइज बढ़कर 2027 तक मोर देन $5 ट्रिलियन जाएगी और 2030 आते आते मोर देन $7 ट्रिलियन तक।
दूरदर्शी बजट है। इस बजट में मातृशक्ति का दर्शन है तो राम राज्य का विजन भी है। इस बजट में विकसित भारत का संकल्प है तो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का लक्ष्य भी है। यह बजट गरीब कल्याण, किसान का उत्थान, मातृशक्ति का सम्मान और नौजवानों की मुस्कान समाहित है।
The opposition was quick to term the budget a jumla, adding that there is nothing in the budget for the Aam Aadmi.
ये गरीबों की रोजाना खर्चा करने की ताकत बढ़ाने की बजट है ये क्या? तो ये बजट से आम चुनाव जो होने वाला है इस साल, ये आम चुनाव में आम लोगों को लुभाने की बजट है और कुछ नहीं है।
I think the budget was extremely disappointing because the two major issues of this country today, one being inflation and the other being a complete lack of jobs in the country, I think that was not mentioned in the budget.
Meanwhile, the India Inc. hailed the budget as being fiscally prudent.
Capex up, fiscal deficit down. Now, within that, there is, of course, commitment being made for poor, women, youth and farmers, four very important constituencies.
The budget is very bold, very inclusive, very pragmatic, and I think touching all sectors of economy and all sections of society. So from that point of view, and considering it was an interim budget, I think the finance minister has done an outstanding job.
The interim budget lays emphasis on health sector and women empowerment. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Extremely disappointing because the two major issues of this country today, one being inflation and the other being a complete lack of jobs in the country, I think that was not mentioned in the budget. It's very unfortunate. You see, women are forming only 23% of the workforce. Women are only owning 10% of startups, only owning 20% of MSMEs. So what has the budget stated in order to address this gender gap? There was absolutely no mention of it. And for years altogether, even though we are 50% of the population, if you look at the gender budget, it is stuck at 5%. Why steps were not taken in order to introduce more women-friendly schemes? And if you look at the women's security issue, they repeatedly bring about the same schemes.
इस बजट का सिर्फ एक ही मकसद है और वो मकसद ये है कि जो इस वित्तीय वर्ष का पहला क्वार्टर है उसमें ये सरकार का कामकाज चलता रहे। जो चिंता वाली बात है वो ये है कि पिछले वित्तीय वर्ष में, जो वित्तीय वर्ष 31 मार्च 2024 को खत्म होगा, 18 लाख करोड़ रुपए का बजटरी डेफिसिट है और ये बजटरी डेफिसिट अगले आने वाले साल में जो आंकड़े वित्त मंत्री ने प्रस्तुत किए हैं वो बढ़ेंगे।
समस्त आशा बहनें जिनकी संख्या 12 लाख और आंगनबाड़ी 35 लाख के आसपास हैं, उनको आयुष्मान कार्ड की सुविधा मिलेगी। आयुष्मान कार्ड का मतलब पूरे परिवार का होता है। अगर उस घर में कोई आईएएस भी होगा ना और माँ आंगनबाड़ी होगी, करती होगी, तो उसका बनेगा। तो इस हिसाब से लगभग 1.25 करोड़ के आसपास लोग प्रभावित होंगे, लाभान्वित होंगे, प्रभावित क्या होंगे। तो 5 लाख प्रति व्यक्ति प्रति साल आंगनबाड़ी और आयुष्मान ये आंगनबाड़ी और आशा बहनों के पूरे परिवार का इलाज किया जाएगा। ये स्वास्थ्य अंत्योदय करने का काम श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया।
आज 5वीं बड़ी आर्थिक शक्ति के रूप में भारत उभर चुकी है। 10वें नंबर पे थी, 3 साल में तीसरी बड़ी आर्थिक शक्ति के रूप में उभरेगी। हमारी महिला, नौजवान, युवा और हमारे किसान को नई ऊर्जा और नया स्रोत देने का कार्य के लिए संकल्पित ये सरकार है। और भारत एक आत्मनिर्भर भारत, भारत एक विकसित भारत और भारत एक विश्व गुरु के रूप में स्थापित होने जा रहा है।
निश्चित रूप से आज का अंतरिम बजट बहुत ही अच्छा प्रस्तुत हुआ है और जो विकसित भारत की जो कल्पना है उसको चरितार्थ करने वाला ये बजट पेश हुआ है, जिसमें महिला है, युवा है, किसान है, गरीब कल्याण है और आने वाले समय में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की दृष्टि से भारत कैसे ताकतवर बन सके, मजबूत बन सके और अर्थव्यवस्था की दृष्टि से भी भारत और अधिक कैसे आर्थिक दृष्टि से मजबूत हो, इन सभी बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए आज का बजट प्रस्तुत हुआ और बहुत ही शानदार बजट है।
This interim budget has summarized in very beautiful and great detail the qualitative and quantitative transformation that India has undergone under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's 10 years, the qualitative and quantitative transformation and expansion of our economy, and how every Indian, whether it is from the east, northeast, north, south, east, west, whether he or she is from a village or a town, every Indian has been impacted in some way or the other by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's determined policies and governance ideology of सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास।
सबसे पहले फुल टाइम फर्स्ट एवर इन आवर हिस्ट्री फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, वुमेन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, जिन्होंने 6वां बजट दिया है। और उसके बाद सबसे ज़रूरी बात यह है कि महिला, युवा, गरीब किसान सबके लिए बजट है, युवा सबसे जरूरी।
Well, the highlight of this budget, it's an interim budget, right? So the interim budget is basically a directional budget. It tells you the intent of the government on the way forward. Post the elections, we all expect the present government to come into power again. And so it's a statement really of this government's intent. And the intent is on the growth path, inclusive growth.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
type of things which have been done for different sections of the society, be it the rural economy, be it, say, Ayushman Bharat expansion, the focus on women. These are all very, very critical areas which one sees very prudent budget, if I can say, very prudent, and a budget for which lays down the foundation for a very strong growth path for India.
तो देखिए अनाउंसमेंट जो है वो बहुत बेहतरीन है, क्योंकि आज जो बजट भी इंटरिम था, कोई बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे लगा नहीं कि जिसके अंदर कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी थी जो शायद आ सकती थी, मैं उम्मीद कर रहा था, लेकिन शायद कहीं बिकॉज ऑफ इंटरिम बजट तो वो नहीं सुनाई दी हैं। लेकिन ऑफ कोर्स जो सबसे बड़ी बात थी कि इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर काफ़ी ज़्यादा फोकस था। जो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर की बात हुई, जैसे मैंने आपको बजट से ही पहले कहा था कि उसके अंदर एक काफ़ी बड़ा अमाउंट इंक्रीज होना चाहिए, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं कंसीडर किया गया है कि जो लास्ट ईयर 10 लाख करोड़ का कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर था उसे बढ़ाकर 11 लाख करोड़ से भी ज़्यादा किया गया है। वो एक बहुत बड़ा वेलकम पॉइंट है। और दूसरी बड़ी बात, सबसे ज़्यादा जो है बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड पे ध्यान दिया गया है।
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates.
Burning Question, powered by Kent Oro.
What is happening in the state of Jharkhand? The BJP alleges that multiple MLAs of the Gathbandhan are miffed with Champai Soren. They've gone incommunicado. The Mahagathbandhan says we have our numbers intact. Champai Soren earlier has met with the governor, discussed the formation of the new government, but he says still now there is no invitation for the formation of the new government. As anger continues to mount against the INDI MPs over the secessionist comment, Congress now tries to distance itself. After a wait of nearly 31 years, puja is performed at the Gyanvapi complex in Varanasi.
निर्मला जी का ये बजट देश के भविष्य के निर्माण का बजट है। मैं एक बार फिर सभी देशवासियों को इस ऐतिहासिक बजट के लिए शुभकामनाएं देता हूं।
The Prime Minister hails the interim budget. He calls this a historic and an inclusive budget for a new India. There are no changes in taxation or tax rates, but filing of tax returns will be made easier. A very good evening. You're watching The Burning Question and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. On a day when we should have actually just spoken about the budget, the highlights, what have you got, what does this mean in the run-up to the big elections of 2024 that is just now a few months away, there is another story not very far from Delhi that has been making headlines. This is about what's really happening in Jharkhand. Jharkhand, remember, otherwise is a small state. But Jharkhand is one of the states that was not ruled by the BJP. But then there was a chief minister there who apparently is dealing with serious charges of corruption. So Hemant Soren is arrested late last evening. Close to about 9:30 is where the agency called the Enforcement Directorate confirms his arrest. Now post that, it's about 8 p.m. that we are meeting right now and putting out this broadcast. The state of Jharkhand has no chief minister. Neither has the state been put under governor's rule. So who really is calling the shots in the state? On your screen is a video that has been released by the Gathbandhan there that comprises of the JMM, that is a Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, that is being led by Hemant Soren. He, remember, now is no longer the chief minister. He's been put under arrest. The Congress, the RJD and the NCP. Now, this is a video that the entire Mahagathbandhan has released earlier, and they all count these MLAs. These are about 43 of them that you see on your screens. The assembly there has a majority mark of 41. It's an 81 assembly seat. One seat is vacant. And this entire combination, they claim, has the number of 43. So they say we have 43 MLAs. They go to the governor. They say we are ready. And this is the list of all the MLAs with us. And they've also said that we are ready for a parade in case the governor wants it. But what has the governor said? There has been complete silence from the Raj Bhavan so far. All that we heard that has come in from these MLAs who went and met with the governor is the fact that he needs a little bit more time to study, and then he will tell us what is the next course of action. Now, in the middle of all this, in the last 1 hour, there has been hectic activity that has been reported at the Ranchi airport. You must have guessed it, horse trading. Now, is the condition there conducive for horse trading? The BJP is alleging that a lot of their MLAs are incommunicado. They do not have the numbers that they try to show. But this Mahagathbandhan says we have the numbers, but they are running so scared right now that they have packed off their MLAs in a bus first to the airport, and then they are headed to Hyderabad, is what we are learning. So the story is moving very fast. And just in this last 1 week, you've seen that government change happening in Bihar, where Nitish Kumar is sworn in as the chief minister. Once he exits the Mahagathbandhan there, moves on to the BJP in just 3 hours. And who has forgotten what happened in Maharashtra, where once Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, remember, took oath at 5 a.m. in the morning. So what is happening in Jharkhand is the governor letting a situation continue that promotes horse trading. We are putting a spotlight on that big story. Before I make way to listen into a lot of reactions, I want to begin this show by getting a very special guest with us, PDT Achari, who's the former Secretary General of the Lok Sabha. He is joining us live only to put in spotlight what we are seeing right now. Sir, good evening and thank you for speaking to us in Republic. I'm sure you must be well aware of what's happening in the state of Jharkhand. The opposition there, that is the BJP, says we must give the governor enough time so that he can make up his mind. But on the other side, the JMM, Congress, the RJD combined say that the governor right now is ensuring that horse trading is promoted. So what is your reading or what's going on, sir?
Actually, when the chief minister resigns, the governor advises him to continue in office till an alternative arrangement is made. This is the usual practice which is followed by all the governors whenever a chief minister resigns. The reason is that under Article 163 of the Constitution, there has to be a council of ministers to advise the governor in exercise of his constitutional functions. Now, this means there shall always be a council of ministers available to advise the governor, which also means the governor cannot act independently. The governor cannot Council of Ministers.
Okay, so I think
without the advice of the Council of Ministers, the governor cannot act. And that is why the existence of a Council of Ministers is very necessary. And that is why the governor advises the outgoing chief minister to continue in office. Because when a chief minister resigns, the entire cabinet, entire Council of Ministers also goes. We cannot have a situation where there is no Council of Ministers in existence to advise the governor. So that is the situation. I don't know whether the governor has advised the chief minister, the outgoing chief minister, Mr. Soren, to continue in office, because that is something which the governor is required to do under the constitution. And after that, the governor will certainly engage himself in finding who can form the government which will be durable. In fact, I must also make it clear that the majority of a leader who is appointed as the chief minister shall be decided by the House, because that test will have to be done by the House and not by the governor. Governor acts on a certain impression or certain information that he gets. For example, the party which has the largest number or which has the majority in the House, or a combination of parties, they go to the governor and stake a claim, and they say that these are the members who are with me. I have the majority in the House, so I may be sworn in as the chief minister. Naturally, the governor, he goes by the list, and after that, he will ask him to come and he will be sworn in as the chief minister. Then, of course, the governor will ask him to prove his majority on the floor of the House. This is the process. And I do not know why this process has not been gone through in Jharkhand, or why there is so much of delay. I do not know. I do not want to, in any case, I do not want to comment on the political aspect of it. I was just commenting on the constitutional aspect.
Okay. Okay, I think what you said, sir, is very important. And my the next follow-up question, that's also going to be my last question, is that there are no reports right now that Hemant Soren has been asked to continue as a caretaker chief minister. So in that case right now, who's in charge of Jharkhand? Because Champai Soren, who's the JMM pick and the Gathbandhan pick, walks into the Raj Bhavan. They say we have 43 MLAs. Now, after the Bombay judgment, we know it's very clear that a floor test is going to be the ultimate test, which will prove whether, any government has a majority or not. But the very fact that there is a delay, do you believe this is unconstitutional, sir?
Well, if what you say is right, that is, the governor has not asked Mr. Soren to continue in office till an alternative arrangement is made, then there is a constitutional crisis. Because there is no council of ministers, and the governor cannot act on his own. And the governor cannot take over the government unless the president takes over the government. That means the president's rule. Only then the governor gets the authority to run the government. Otherwise, the governor on his own cannot run the government without the aid of the council of ministers. So if the council of ministers the chief minister outgoing chief minister has not been asked to continue in office, and the president's rule has not been imposed, that means there is a constitutional crisis. And the governor is simply answerable to for this.
Okay, I think you make a lot of, these things very clear. Something that has been in the conversation, sir, for the last many hours. I thank you for your time, PDT Achari, who is actually clearing the air on what can happen, what should happen. The former Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, he's telling us what the Constitution says. Thank you, sir. Look forward to talking to you again. And let me also introduce our panel of guests. And Guru Prakash, spokesperson of the BJP. Nikhil Jain is an advocate. He's a political analyst. He also leans towards the Congress. We also have Tanuj Khatri, who's a spokesperson of the JMM. Thank you to all of you gentlemen for being patient as we were speaking to PDT Achari. So Guru, let me ask you what a lot of people today are saying. Do you believe the governor and the silence of the governor, Guru, might create a situation for horse trading? I mean, in Bihar, you have Nitish Kumar who goes in. Within 15 minutes, he's, given the appointment. He goes in later. There is an oath taking. We know what happened in Maharashtra is also what the opposition alleges. Why is it taking so long for the governor to respond to the situation in Jharkhand? Guru.
Deepti, we need to understand a couple of things. First, it's not appropriate to compare the situation in Jharkhand to the situation in Bihar. Point number one, which is very different, because there is no allegation of corruption on the sitting chief minister of Bihar. On the other hand, in Jharkhand, you have a sitting chief minister who is facing an allegation of a gross violation of principle of natural justice. Sitting on the chair, you have not only operated on conflict of interest, you have allotted a mine to yourself. There are cases of disproportionate assets as well.
But he's arrested, no, Guru. He's arrested, he's resigned.
Do we... No. No, the point is, you are comparing. See, Deepti, you are comparing a situation. It's like comparing apple and oranges. It's an inappropriate comparison.
I'm just talking
Deepti,
about the situation about government formation.
It is absolutely not the case that is in
Guru,
Bihar.
I'm just speaking about the delay in government formation.
I agree with you, but the question... No, that is the discretion of the governor. That is the discretion of the governor if the leader-elect of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha has the confidence, he can go and parade it. There is absolutely no bar on it. But if the governor wants to study the situation, if the governor wants to closely assess, examine what's going on, because you and I, the entire country is very well aware of the fact that the chief minister was on the run. The chief minister was not able to locate. Where is he hiding? So I think it's a very peculiar, it's a very different situation in Jharkhand right now. And the governor, in my limited opinion, has every right to assess, evaluate, examine, and then take a call on anything. And absolutely, the people who are comparing the situation in Bihar and Jharkhand, it's absolutely not appropriate, because the situation in Bihar was completely different, like the situation in Jharkhand. The chief minister is facing gross violation. We need to understand.
Okay. You say there is no way, Nikhil, that you can compare what's happened in Bihar to what's happened in Jharkhand. Now, that is, Guru's way of responding to this. It's also good to have Monojit with us, and we are trying to get Tanuj, who represents the JMM, also with us in this conversation. But Nikhil, what is the problem? I mean, if the governor is taking some time to respond to what is going on, the point is that you're running scared, and that's the reason why you've packed your MLAs, and we are learning they are moving on to Hyderabad.
Why is it that when the BJP engages in all these unconstitutional acts, their appointed governors engage in all these unconstitutional acts, we are going around blaming the opposition for being scared? It is the people of the country who should be scared that today the government of India is one that is willing to toss the constitution into the bin. The governor has no right to examine or assess or study the situation. He can go and do that in his study room. It is not his legal right. PDT Achari, who is the constitutional expert on this, has already made that clear. The difference between the Bihar situation and Jharkhand situation is that in Jharkhand, you have one political party which has a clear single majority, and that party's people are not being allowed to make a government. That is being delayed, while in Bihar you had one person who was the chief minister, resigns, then goes again and says मुझे दोबारा chief minister बनना है, एक ऐसा दल का नेता,
so do you
one political party leader who does not have any majority.
Okay, very quickly, do you fear that where Nitish Kumar walks out of the alliance, do you fear Jharkhand is going to be that one state where the INDA alliance will be losing its government? Do you fear that?
Absolutely not. See, if the BJP imposes a governor's rules, then a president's rules converts Jharkhand into a union territory, and the matter languishes in the Supreme Court for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, then I can't say. But if any constitutional process is followed, if there is any modicum of democracy left in this country, I am sure the India Alliance, the JMM and the Congress and other partners are going to keep the government intact. They can throw Hemant Soren in jail, they can throw Arvind Kejriwal in jail, they can throw Rahul Gandhi in jail.
I will get in Monojit and Guru quickly, but Nikhil, I have to ask you one thing. The BJP and Nishikant Dubey is alleging that multiple of these MLAs right now are incommunicado. They do not even support Champai Soren, and that is why you don't have the numbers. That is what
BJP usually says, that their MLAs हमारे साथ बातचीत कर रहे हैं. अमित शाह अभी थोड़े दिन में अमित शाह का बयान आएगा, वो बोलेंगे हमारे साथ बातचीत कर रहे हैं. And somehow this is seen as Chanakya Niti in this country, that elected representatives of the people are taking 10, 50, 100.
Are your MLAs up for sale? Are your MLAs up for sale? Because this is a question that should go out to all political parties, no?
Yeah.
If it's a question of ideology, or your MLAs are up for sale, that you need to, pack them and ensure that they move out to a Congress-ruled state.
First of all, nobody is saying that these MLAs are sellable. Some MLAs are sellable. Eknath Shinde's faction, we know how things moved. I can't make any factual claims on your show because nobody knows. वहाँ पर ED कभी नहीं जाएगा. Everybody in the news circles, in the political circles has heard of those figures, 25 crore per MLA, 50 crore per MLA. But the BJP is never going to answer ये 50 crore, 25 crore, 100 crore per MLA, हजारों करोड़ आ कहाँ से रहे? राहुल गांधी की एक टी-शर्ट पे people have prime time debates कि राहुल गांधी ने 40,000 रुपए की टी-शर्ट पहन ली. ये कोई नहीं पूछता कि 65 लाख रुपए के चार्टर जेट कैसे बुक होते हैं. ये कोई नहीं पूछता कि पूरा 5-star कैसे बुक होता है. BJP is using illegal money to
have you given up? Okay. I do understand your compulsions right now, because you're sitting here and I think you in your heart do not even know whether your government is going to survive in the state of Jharkhand or not.
You're seeing the parade on your show.
Okay. But the point is, see, this parade and these images hold no value, and Guru will also vouch for this. After the Bombay judgment, it's very clear that a floor test is the only way to ensure that whether a government is a majority or not. That point is valid. That point is valid.
Not letting the floor test happen.
Okay, you're saying the governor is, indulging in these delaying tactics. Before I let Guru respond to this, and I also want to check with our team if we can get the JMM spokesperson with us. But Monojit, is this already the defeatist attitude of the INDA alliance? The other day, Mallikarjun Kharge said, "Agar Modi ji dobara aayenge, to elections band ho jayenge." Now, Nikhil and a lot of other players right now in Jharkhand are running scared because what if they lose their government?
I am not at all scared.
You represent the Congress, so you're running scared.
I am not at all scared. I'm
clearly
saying that if the government is not imposed, the
Monojit, what about the very serious charges of corruption? Corruption has, it seems, united all of you also.
So how did you make Hemant Sharma the chief minister, who was one of the most corrupt chief ministers in the country? How did you make government with Meghalaya's party, with whom you fought the election few months back only? The prime minister called him the most corrupt government. Ajit Pawar 36,000 crore ka ghotala, National Corrupt Party of India. What are you talking
right
about?
now, why don't you respond about Hemant Soren? Do you believe Hemant Soren is corrupt?
Yes.
Do you believe
when I talk about
and
Hemant Soren,
should withdraw
when you talk about no, I know these are very uncomfortable questions for you and the BJP. When you talk about Hemant,
no, Manoj,
why do you
you
leave
have to
out
please
another
appreciate
Hemant?
my position. I have limited time. I have limited time, and we are talking about Hemant Soren. We are talking of the constitutional crisis in Jharkhand. What is your advice to Nikhil and the RJD combined here, the JMM?
This is a chaos that has been made by the governor, deliberately so. But there is judgment from the Supreme Court. You mentioned Isar Mumbai judgment that the floor is the only way to show your strength. What are you talking about? This Champai Soren has been elected the leader of the legislative party. She is heading the largest political party in the state. She should be immediately given the charge and let her go for the float test, which she doesn't need to either. I mean, did you ask Nitish Kumar to go for the float test? You did not call the largest party there to form the government. Did you wait for even 24 hours to form the government?
He's been given a date for a floor test. Otherwise, just being very factually correct with that, he will ultimately also will have to prove those numbers. But Guru, you need to respond to these charges that have been raised by both Nikhil and Monojit, and also what PDT Achari said. He said, in what capacity today is the governor, even running the state of Jharkhand? Either you ensure that there is president's rule, that means the center intervenes, or the governor here decides whether Champai Soren and his list of 43 MLAs that he's given to him, he has confidence in that or not, and he should tell them to prove their numbers on the floor of the house, Guru.
No, Deepthi, as far as the mandate of the governor is concerned, I would sincerely request both my friends to read on the constitution and the power of governors. The governor is constitutionally mandated to oversee the formation of a new government. The governor has to assess the situation. The governor has to be very comfortable. But I don't understand. I did not speak when you were speaking.
Monojit, wait. Let him respond, then you can counter him, please, one by one. Guru.
No, that is the sanskar of Trinamool Congress. He cannot help it. He wants to bring the Gundaism on the studio as well. That is not going to happen. So please listen to it, Monojit. When you were speaking, no one interfered. Please have the grace and the patience to listen to other people as well. Go read on the constitution, on the role of the governor. The governor has every right to assess. The governor has every right to examine the situation. When you don't have the majority, when you are not comfortable, when you don't have the confidence that you can parade the required numbers at the Raj Bhavan, then how can you say? How do you have the audacity to say that you can form the government? And for a Congress party, Deepthi, the country is very
Guru, but are you also not twisting the facts? See, they have presented a list of 43. The only test then of that number is going to be on the floor of the House. Wait, please. Let's not get personal. Let Guru respond to that. Monojit, I will give you the last word.
Dheeraj Sahu.
Guru, you can finish your point.
No. So, yeah, I was just finishing a point that for a party that demigodifies Mr. Dheeraj Sahu, and Mr. Dheeraj Sahu is the same person, a Congress member of Parliament from Rajya Sabha, so they are lecturing us on corruption, they are lecturing us on hoarding of money, they are lecturing us on 65 lakh rupees ka jet, so they have to understand. Your party, sir, 3 बार कांग्रेस पार्टी ने जिनको चुनाव लड़वाया, जिनके घर जब ईडी का छापा पड़ता है तो वहां पे मशीनें खराब हो जाती हैं लेकिन नोट की गिनती होती रहती है। ये वही व्यक्ति जो अपने इलेक्शन एफिडेविट में अपनी कुल संपत्ति 30 करोड़ बताता है लेकिन उसके परिसर में 300 करोड़ से अधिक का पैसा मिलता है। And now when the corruption is being investigated, you have a problem with it? I don't understand. This is beyond my comprehension. Constitutionally,
No, Guru,
legally,
no one has a problem with corruption. It needs to be investigated. Guru, the issue is about who really is calling the shots right now in Jharkhand. Jharkhand today does not have a chief minister, neither is it under the president's rule.
Does Champai Soren has the comfortable majority? The question is that. The governor is trying to assess that situation. Champai Soren ji ke paas vidhayak hai to jaiye
that can only be proved, Guru, on the floor of the House. If the BJP believes that you have the numbers, you should go and approach the governor.
I think Guru thinks that will be proved in Nagpur.
Deepthi,
wait, Monojit. 10 seconds, Guru, complete your point, please. 10 seconds, Guru.
No, it's my turn now. It's my turn now.
Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, Rashtriya Janata Dal and Congress.
No, Monojit, I will come back to you. You please interrupted him. I've asked him a question. Let him respond. Let him respond.
No, Deepthi, one final submission I have to make. Today, as of now, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, Rashtriya Janata Dal and Indian National Congress, they collectively do not have the confidence that they can form government, they can form the majority in Jharkhand. That is clearly the case. And hence, so many people are saying that we don't have the numbers, we don't have the comfortable majority. That is precisely the reason. Why are you accusing the governor? The governor, Deepthi, is an institution of the constitution.
Guru continues to maintain that the JMM, Congress, NCP, CPIML and the RJD combined does not have the number. Monojit, you will get the last 10 seconds.
I can only pity this person and the party that he represents. 48 out of 61 seats belong to these political formation. And he's saying that they do not have the majority. I mean, I pity this governor. Governors are gundas. These governors are gundas in the name of the constitution. And stop now lecturing.
Monojit, see, governor is a constitutional position, Monojit. Please, I will advise you restrain, please. Monojit, see, the problem is that all these political parties, you can't vitiate the atmosphere like this. The governor is a constitutional chair. You have a problem, please approach the courts. Monojit, please. These personal battles, this acrimony does not work. People watch it. You want to play the martyr card? Play that. Go down to the streets and say what the governor is doing with the Gathbandhan is wrong. Approach the courts. But Guru, you must also think whether, you are overdoing the entire situation is also a sentiment that a lot of people say. Okay, Monojit, I've completely run out of time. We will keep our focus on what's going on. Monojit maintains this is murder of democracy. But Guru says give the governor time, he will respond. Okay, we thank... All right, we thank all of you gentlemen. Monojit, thank you so much. It's time for us to head into a quick break. On the other side, back with lots more.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio.
Trending burning question. Powered by Reva University, Century Laminates, AMNS, Acco Insurance, and Hyundai Samad.
Well, hello and welcome viewers. I am Aishwarya Kapoor and you are watching the trending burning question. And while the finance minister was reading out the interim budget, the Enforcement Directorate in the state of Jharkhand was seeking remand of the former Chief Minister, now Hemant Soren. What is happening in Jharkhand? If you could just play the visuals also while I speak, while my guests connect. Because what is happening in Jharkhand is that while a manifest has been accessed by Republic, because the claims by the new nominee, by the former Chief Minister, claims that all 43 MLAs are there. But then in the manifest which has been accessed by Republic Media Network in a chartered flight which is moving from Ranchi to Hyderabad, has only 10 members, and out of those 10 civilians there are only four MLAs. So what is happening? What is happening? Because in this manifest only 4 MLAs are there. Okay, this is one charter plane. There might be different charter planes. But the claims which were being made that all 43 MLAs are at the airport, that were wrong. And it's very clear. I'm being told that Binay Singh, a political analyst, live from Ranchi, and also Mohan Karmakar, who's a spokesperson of the JMM, are joined in. Vineet Goenka of the BJP is joining in soon. But what is happening is this, viewers. Once again, I repeat, that claims by the new JMM chief ministerial face are that all 43 MLAs are there. But the manifest which has been accessed by Republic Media Network has only 10 names and only 4 MLAs are flying to Ranchi. So what is happening? Is there a divide in the family? After Hemant Soren has been arrested, Vineet Goenka and Binay Singh. Binay, I'm coming to you first and then to you, Vineet. It seems, Binay Singh, that all is not well, because what has been accessed by Republic shows very clearly that only 4 MLAs and 6 others are civilians. Binay Singh. Yeah, I think there's some light problem with Binay. I'll come back to you, Binay. I'm going to Vineet first. Vineet Goenka. Allegations are on the BJP that you are trying to poach the JMM MLAs. How do you respond? Vineet. Vineet.
Aishwarya, am I audible?
Vineet, can you hear me?
Yeah. Aishwarya, Ram Ram to you. It is a unique situation where we see a chief minister trying to avoid the law and rather trying to harass the officers who are investigating this. It's a classical case, Chori or Sina Chori. My request to the former chief minister of Jharkhand through your channel would be they should submit and allow the law to take care.
No, that's okay, but Binay Singh, what's the reality? Champai is saying, I have all 43. The charter plane which is going only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 MLAs, Binay Singh. What is happening, Binay Singh?
Only I told that, JMM has become Titanic. It is a sinking ship and everybody wants to jump out of the ship. And they are looking for lifeboats and life jackets. The situation is, Aishwarya, that Hemant Soren party and the Congress party here, they are trying to mislead the governor. The video which shows that there are 43 MLAs is actually a video of 1 day ago. That's not a fresh video of today. So they don't have majority. They don't have majority. That's why they are not, proceeding further to claim to form the government. And today also, when they went to meet the governor, only 6 MLAs were there. So if they have the majority, they must ask for time and they must parade all the MLAs. There is no majority at all, Aishwarya, and the numbers are decreasing every hour. In the morning, I think there were 35 MLAs, those who were, in the network. Nearly other MLAs, they were not reachable. And slowly, several MLAs, they are also unwilling to, join this government. So this government is over, I think. This is a sinking ship and the game is over. And believe me, Aishwarya, what has happened that...
No, game is over, but the blame is on the BJP. No, game is over, Vineet, but the blame is being put on BJP. Binay, I'll come back to you because I am also getting another angle and that's another breaking news, but I am going to Vineet. Vineet, the allegation is being put once again by JMM that it's BJP which is trying to poach MLAs. Vineet, and you see, amid this, Aam Aadmi Party is jumping in defense of JMM and saying, Aam Aadmi Party is saying, this is exactly what BJP did in Delhi. Vineet.
There is an old saying, chor chor mosere bhai. The accused in the liquor gate of Delhi, who himself has to face the ED and the hands of the law, is trying to take side of another corrupt dynasty. And we have seen that. It's an open and shut case in Jharkhand where the chief minister is involved. There is a cash been recovered from his house. The vehicles are unaccounted for. A dynast who has amassed wealth beyond his legitimate earning is trying to take side from another bureaucrat, another former bureaucrat, another corrupt person from Delhi. So it's a very, very simple case. It's a very open shut case. Rather, I'm paid, Aishwarya ji, to let you know that Mahamanav, Bharat Ratna, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, and the subsequent government introduced a law called an Atrocity Act to protect the downtrodden, the people who are suffering. But today, what we have seen from Mr. Hemant Soren is that he is taking an advantage of this and trying to threaten the honest ED officers who are investigating against him. Whereby, if this kind of things have been done, then the officers will be fearing. They will not be able to perform their duties. So my request to Supreme Court through your channel would be to take cognizance of this and take action on those people who misuse
one last question to Binay Singh. Binay Singh, what I am being told, that Guruji has jumped in. Binay Singh, okay Vineet, thank you Vineet. Binay Singh, what I am being told, that Guruji has jumped in and that Guruji is not happy with Champai Soren becoming the chief minister. Is that true?
Sorry, it is very obvious. These are
is Guruji still politically active?
And why they will be happy if somebody outside their family is going to be the CM? So it is the basic of the dynasty politics. Nobody will be happy for that. But Aishwarya, believe me, who are giving suggestions to Hemant Soren, today he will be surprised that 2 petitions were filed simultaneously in single day, one in the High Court and the other in the Supreme Court. And the High Court was surprised that if you file a petition in the Supreme Court, so why you are filing a petition here? So I don't know what kind of advocates they have and what kind of salakar they have. And one more thing, Aishwarya, just to have a glance of what has happened in Jharkhand. One businessman from Kolkata named Amit Agarwal has been arrested before. Okay. You know who Amit Agarwal was? Amit Agarwal was the person responsible for fixing every post in Jharkhand.
And Vineet,
from top
thank
to
you
bottom.
Very much. Thank you very much. We'll see what's happening in Jharkhand. But right now I am joined in by Central Cabinet Minister Anurag Thakur. Anurag Thakur, thank you so much for talking with Republic. Sir, I hope aapko awaaz aa rahi hai. You can hear me, Anurag ji. You are live on Republic and Republic Bharat, both, sir. Namaskar, Anurag ji. Anurag ji, you've held several portfolios. The interim budget presented today जो आज इंटरिम बजट पेश किया वित्त मंत्री ने, उसके बाद जिस तरह का रिएक्शन देश से आया, द पीपल ऑफ दिस कंट्री रिएक्टेड लाइक अ वेव, एंड देन देयर वाज अनदर ऑपोजिशन रैंट। विपक्ष के जो सांसद संसद से बाहर निकले वो कुछ अलग ही बात कर रहे थे। वो ये समझ ही नहीं पा रहे हैं कि जनता क्या चाह रही है। हाउ डू यू रिएक्ट टू दिस?
Let me first say that this may be the interim budget,
right?
But this is inclusive and innovative. This is a futuristic budget which has laid the foundation of the Viksit Bharat, and it has lived up to the aspirations of each and every Indian. ये बजट अंतरिम हो सकता है लेकिन समावेशी भी है, अभिनव भी है। ये हमारे विकसित भारत की मजबूत नींव रखने वाला बजट है, युवाओं की आकांक्षाओं पर खरा उतर रहा है। और मैं कहूँगा गरीब, युवा, अन्नदाता और नारी शक्ति, ये जो 4 स्तंभ की बात नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने की, इनके लिए बहुत कुछ इसमें दिखता है जिससे माध्यम से देश को और आगे बढ़ने का अवसर भी मिलेगा, इनका भी कल्याण होगा। अब इसमें देखिए, गरीबों के लिए 4 करोड़ पक्के मकान हमने 10 साल में बनाए, अब अगले 5 साल के लिए 2 करोड़ की घोषणा कर दी, वो भी बना कर देंगे। हमने 1 करोड़ ऐसे मुकदमे चल रहे थे टैक्स पेयर्स के ऊपर, उसको बंद करने की बात कही है, जिससे हजारों करोड़ का उनको लाभ मिलेगा। तो दूसरी ओर 1 रुपए का भी टैक्स नहीं नया लगाया गया है। कांग्रेस के समय 2 लाख रुपए से ज्यादा आमदन हो तो टैक्स लगता था, मोदी सरकार में 7 लाख रुपए तक भी कोई टैक्स नहीं है। दूसरी ओर जो हमारा कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर है वो 11,11,111 करोड़ रुपए का रखा है, जो पिछले साल से 11% ज़्यादा है। और इसके माध्यम से भी हज़ारों किलोमीटर सड़कें बनेगी, रेलवे लाइन बनेगी, अन्य आधारभूत ढांचा बनेगा। इसमें ऐश्वर्या जी 3 रेल कॉरिडोर भी बनेंगे, जिसमें चाहे मिनरल्स को ले जाने की बात हो, फर्टिलाइजर्स को ले जाने की बात हो, या फिर आपके जो एक्सपोर्ट के लिए जो लिंकेज चाहिए वो भी होगी, और पैसेंजर्स के लिए भी इस कॉरिडोर का लाभ मिलेगा। 40,000 बोगीज को वंदे भारत की तर्ज पर आधुनिक और आरामदायक बनाया जाएगा। और हमारे यहाँ पर अब एक और फायदा होने वाला है कि युवाओं को 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए का रिसर्च एंड इनोवेशन फंड मिलेगा। वो इनोवेशन कर सकेंगे, कॉरपोरेट से लेके एंटरप्रेन्योर, सब स्टार्टअप्स, इनको इससे लाभ मिलेगा। और भारत को भविष्य के लिए इसकी बहुत आवश्यकता थी। जैसे आज से 8-9 साल पहले मोदी जी ने स्टार्टअप को बल दिया, तो आज भारत दुनिया का 3रा सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम बना। मोदी जी ने स्किल को महत्व दिया, तो 1.5 करोड़ युवाओं को स्किल डेवलपमेंट के माध्यम से जोड़ा गया। अब एक के बाद अनेक ऐसी योजना, जैसे दीदी को लखपति दीदी बनाना, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की 3 करोड़ बहनों को लखपति दीदी बनाएंगे, 1 करोड़ बन गई, 2 करोड़ को और बनाएंगे। ये सारे मध्यम वर्ग के लोगों के लिए अपना मकान हो, कोई चाल में रहता था, रेंटेड अकोमोडेशन, किराए के मकान में रहता है, उसके पास अपने मकान का सपना पूरा हो, इसकी योजना को भी मोदी सरकार लेकर आ रही है।
लेकिन अनुराग जी, प्रधानमंत्री ने, द प्राइम मिनिस्टर मेड इट वेरी क्लियर, ही गिव अ क्लियर हिंट दैट दिस मे बी एन इंटरिम बजट। ये हो सकता है कि इंटरिम बजट हो, लेकिन मेरी ही सरकार पूरा बजट लेके आएगी। और उसके बाद विपक्ष ये कहता है कि कुछ बदला ही नहीं है, विपक्ष कहता है कि कुछ है ही नहीं, पुराने साल के पहले 4 पन्ने रिपीट कर दिए हैं। So how do you react to this? आप इस पे कैसे बोलेंगे? क्या इस बजट में कुछ भी नया नहीं है? Is this just a copy paste? विपक्ष कह रहा है।
One stable.
Okay, okay. अनुराग जी, can you hear me now? अनुराग जी, क्या आपको आवाज आ रही है? अनुराग जी, क्या आपको आवाज आ रही है? I think there is some technical error there, viewers. We are just trying to get the minister back. अनुराग जी, आवाज आ रही है आपको? अनुराग जी, can you hear me?
अब आपकी बात
जी बिल्कुल। अनुराग जी, मैं ये कह रहा हूं, विपक्ष का ये वार है, विपक्ष का ये काउंटर है। विपक्ष कह रहा है कि इंटरिम बजट अगर ना भी देते तो भी होता, कि मिनिस्टर ने कुछ नया तो किया नहीं। वो ये कह रहे हैं कि जनता के लिए कुछ नहीं है। वो कह रहे हैं कि लखपति दीदी पे विपक्ष के सांसदों से पूछा गया, हमारे रिपोर्टर्स ने भी पूछा, तो बोले उसमें नया क्या है, ये तो सब पुराना है, ये तो सब हमने ही 15-20 साल पहले शुरू किया था। वही जो उनका ओल्ड रैंट होता है कि नाम बदल दिया है बस, हमारे टाइम पे भी ये स्कीम थी। उनका ये काउंटर होता है, उनसे कुछ भी पूछो तो।
देखिए, जो पार्टी 60 साल सत्ता में रही और महिलाओं को शौचालय नहीं दे पाई, रसोई गैस का सिलेंडर नहीं दे पाई, बैंक का खाता नहीं दे पाई, पक्के मकान नहीं दे पाई, 5 लाख का इलाज मुफ्त में नहीं दे पाई, आज वो ये कहें कि सब उनका ही था, तो देश उनके ऊपर हंस रहा है। इसलिए उनके सहयोगी दल उनको छोड़ के जा रहे हैं। जो अपने सहयोगियों के साथ न्याय नहीं कर पाए, अब उनके सहयोगी छोड़ के जा रहे हैं। मैं ऐश्वर्या जी इस पर इतना कहूँगा, 25 करोड़ गरीबों को गरीबी रेखा से बाहर निकालने का कार्य मोदी सरकार ने किया है और 12 करोड़ शौचालय बनाए, 13 करोड़ घरों को नल से जल दिया, फिर 10 करोड़ बहनों को उज्ज्वला गैस सिलेंडर दिए। अब मैं आपको तुलना करके बताता हूं, व्हाइट पेपर में तो इनका पर्दाफाश होगा ही कांग्रेस का, मैं यहीं पे तुलना करके बताता हूं। हमने 45 करोड़ बैंक खाते खोले, अगर इंदिरा जी और सोनिया जी ने खोले होते तो शायद जरूरत ही ना हमें पड़ती। महिलाओं को शौच करने के लिए 4-4 किलोमीटर नहीं चलना पड़ता, मोदी सरकार ने 12 करोड़ शौचालय बनाए। फिर रसोई गैस का सिलेंडर कुल मिला के 14 करोड़ थे 2014 तक, हमने 27 करोड़ नए सिलेंडर दिए हैं, जिसमें से 10 करोड़ तो उज्ज्वला योजना में ही दिए हैं जो मुफ्त में है। इसी तरह से इलाज भी मुफ्त में, अनाज भी मुफ्त में। इनको कहने दीजिए कांग्रेस को, इसका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। देश जानता है कि गरीब का कल्याण किसने किया, तो मोदी जी ने। तभी जाकर पिछले 10 सालों में 25 करोड़ गरीबी रेखा से बाहर आए। और मैं विश्वास दिलाता हूं, हम अगले 5 सालों में इस देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को ईमानदारी की राह पे चल के, जैसे अब तक 10वें नंबर से 5वें नंबर की अर्थव्यवस्था बना दिया, अब मोदी जी तीसरी बार चुनकर आएंगे तो हम तीसरी सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था दुनिया की बनाएंगे।
One last question, Mr. Minister. लक्षद्वीप को लेके जो बजट में स्पेशल मेंशन आया, उसको लेके बहुत बात हो रही, बहुत ज्यादा बात हो रही है कि भैया देयर इज अ स्पेशल मेंशन फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ लक्षद्वीप। जी
देखिए, मोदी जी कहीं पे भी जाएं, उनका प्रयास रहता है कि भारत को लोग जाने, देखें। भारत में हर तरह की क्षमता है, पहाड़ों से लेके, नदियों से लेके, समुद्र तट से लेके रेगिस्तान तक। जो दुनिया के किसी देश में इतनी संभावनाएं ना, वो भारत में है। और भारत का हजारों वर्ष पुराना इतिहास है। रिलीजियस टूरिज्म से लेके प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य, सबको हम बल देने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। अभी मोदी जी चाहे एक दिन के लिए ही लक्षद्वीप गए थे, लेकिन वो कई दिनों तक ट्रेंड करता रहा, पहले से 10वें स्थान तक। ये ताकत है नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता की, और ताकत है भारत की खूबसूरती की। कोविड के समय से मोदी जी ने भारत को प्रमोट और करना शुरू किया और कहा कि अपने देश को जाने, देश को घूमे, 15 ऐसे स्थानों पे घूमे। अब हमने उनका नेटवर्क भी और स्ट्रॉन्ग किया है। साथ ही साथ जो हमारा रिलीजियस टूरिज्म है, इसको लेके भी सोमनाथ धाम हो, केदारनाथ धाम हो, काशी विश्वनाथ धाम हो, महाकाल लोक हो, बौद्ध सर्किट हो, करतारपुर कॉरिडोर हो, और अब अयोध्या धाम में भव्य राम मंदिर हो, ये सारों को बल मोदी सरकार ने दिया। विकास भी, विरासत भी। तो विकास भी कराया, अपनी विरासत को बचाया भी, आगे बढ़ाया भी। आज नंबर्स देखिए, आज सोमनाथ में लगभग 4 करोड़ लोग आते हैं जी, काशी विश्वनाथ में 8.5 करोड़ लोग आते हैं, महाकाल लोक में लगभग 5 करोड़ लोग आते हैं। तो अब अयोध्या धाम में लगभग 50 करोड़ लोग सालाना आने की, बहुत बड़ा नंबर, ये आंकड़े आ रहे हैं कि इतने हो सकते हैं। तो आप कल्पना कीजिए, ये अपने आप में कितना बड़ा रोजगार का, स्वरोजगार का अवसर मिलेगा। एक और हमारी विरासत बचेगी, दूसरी तरफ विकास के माध्यम से रोजगार, स्वरोजगार के अवसर बढ़ेंगे।
बिल्कुल, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर टाइम। आपके समय के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मिनिस्टर, एंड उम्मीद करता हूं बहुत जल्द एक बहुत डिटेल्ड इंटरव्यू करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो दैट वाज Cabinet Minister Anurag Thakur speaking with Republic Media Network, and that's the time we have, viewers. Thank you very much. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Thank you.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
QSMTHE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic